Apparently I don't know how to read. Hi everyone, I'm Michael from Michael John Hulse Artistry, and today I'll be reading an excerpt from my poem, Transcendence. Part 6, The Blood of the Divine, the Blood of the Mortals. The world twirls on an endless axis, spinning and spinning and spinning, repetitive in its dance. The sun breaks the horizon and burns across the sky, chased by the moon's jealous mockery light. Life creates and death follows soon after, a cycle of birth and decay that wears on for eons and eons. The same story, the same pattern, and what was once new and exciting grows old and rhythmic. A calm descends on creation, on the buzzing dragonflies and the flitting hummingbirds, on the stirring beasts and the blossoming flowers. The stars above form and expand and drift along their silky threads, populating the skies with gentle white lights, soothing the night sky. The tree of wisdom grows and grows in her twilight grove, unhindered by the passing of time, ever watching, ever collecting, feeding on questions and answers. The symphonic masterpiece becomes a quiet remembrance, an ambient string, the background hum of existence, forgotten among the innumerable days. And in that quiet, life stirs. She gathers the ashes in the earth, the bones of creatures and the fronds of trees, and forms from it something new. A drop of blood awakens me, the being. Divinity passed from celestial to mortal, an invitation to exist, if but for a tiny moment in time. I feel her blood coursing through my veins, awakening my senses, warming my cold body. A spark runs from my head to my toes, igniting my dormant being and shocking me to life. What is this beating in my chest, this stiffness in my limbs, this ringing in my ears, this light in my eyes? What are these questions, seeking answers, caught mindlessly in the chaos of my supple mind? From ashes she brought me forth, this white light before my eyes, and with a gentle song she beckons me to exist, to explore the woods and the birds, the creatures and the plants, those who came before me and whose remains I am become. She tilts my naive gaze skyward, at the expanse above me, at the twirling specks on spiders' webs interlacing the darkness. She fills my head with questions, endless queries whose match I could hardly guess, and points me in the direction of understanding. The path is laid before, with twists and turns she urges me to explore. This is where my journey begins, a tiny speck of flesh and bone, seeking an answer, seeking an understanding. So that was part 6, The Blood of the Divine, the Blood of the Mortals, and it is one of 15 parts that make up the whole poem. So the poem itself is this kind of new age journey about a human being kind of exploring the world around him and answering questions on his path of life, I guess, from birth to death. So the poem starts off by introducing these celestial characters, or my deities, life, death, nature, the cosmos, and wisdom, and talks about how those celestial beings kind of shaped the universe around us. It then goes on to introduce the human character, who I played, who sort of discovers all these different aspects of life and the celestial deities as he lives each day. The main conflict in the poem comes from the god of death, who sort of follows around the goddess of life and deconstructs everything that she's created. As the human sort of progresses and learns all these different aspects of the universe from these different deities, death sort of creeps along and kills the deities in the human's wake. In the end, once the human has learned everything he can from the deity and from the universe, death does catch up with him. But there's an overarching theme in the poem about life's circular motion, how we live and we die and we don't really pass on, but we're still a part of everything that's around us. So after the human's death, life comes along and sort of resurrects all of the deities that were killed off by the human's progression through life. And in the end, the cycle is renewed. So now that I've read a bit of it, you're all probably wondering, when can we get our hands on this? Well, I'm happy to announce that I'll be releasing it on Friday, February the 5th, which is next Friday. You'll be able to order it from lulu.com. It'll be $65. I tried to make it as cheap as I could while still making a profit off of it, but I'm very excited for you guys to see this, to look at the pictures, and to read the poem. So join me next week for the launch of the book, and I'll tell you how you can get your hands on a copy of your own. As always, you can check out my social media accounts. I'll post them in the links below. And check out my debut fantasy novel, The Children of Gods and Monsters, which is out on Amazon right now. And that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Part 6, The Blood of the Divine, the blood...